Hi everyone! I haven't uploaded any stuff lately, so I decided to do a late night video. And I saw this interesting image in an anti-racist forum, and it was there to raise discussion about abortion. So they had this image that depicted an unborn fetus, and under it is the text, "Every life is precious." And next to the image of this unborn fetus is this image of a drowned kid from the Mediterranean, Aylan Kurdi, and under him there's this text, "Not my problem." And this is supposed to illustrate some sort of a contradiction in the thinking of right-wingers. And at least I don't remember that anyone would have said about the drowned children that they are not my problem. Nobody wants drowned kids in the Mediterranean. I'm against this mass immigration and I definitely don't want drowned kids. It's just disgusting that these kids have to die because of their greedy parents. Like this kid, Aylan Kurdi, whose dad was a human smuggler. They had lived safely in Turkey for a long time. But the dad decided he wanted free dental work. So he wanted to go to Canada and organize this human smuggling operation. He guided the boat and the kid drowned, and later on the dad even lied about his part in the boat sinking. He claimed that he wasn't the one driving the ship, and he claimed that he wasn't a human smuggler. So this kid didn't die because of right-wingers, he died because of his greedy parents. And of course the root cause is that we keep giving these people motivation to try and come over here. And we have this really expensive welfare system that makes it profitable to attempt to come here, even at the risk of your own life. Because even if you make it, the price is huge compared to, say, ordinary life in Nigeria or Eritrea or countries like that. It's a huge price at stake. So of course people are going to try it. And this Finnish MEP called Jussi Halla-aho made this bill in which he proposed that these sea rescue operations by private organizations should be made illegal. Because they, of course, are one motivator for people to come over here. People from Libya, or people who leave from Libya, they aren't originally from Libya, mostly they are from countries like Eritrea or Nigeria or Somalia. They leave by boats, which are by no way meant for Mediterranean. You can't make it through there. But they dare to leave because they know that Europeans have these sea rescue operations, that if they make it even 10 miles from the shore and they sound the SOS, Europeans will come and pull them to Europe. And that's the reason these people leave with these shitty ships that aren't at all seaworthy. They aren't going to make it on the ocean with those ships. And these rescue operations are part of that problem. We have rescue and we have welfare, and that's why these people keep coming. And this MEP would have wanted to at least block one of these motivators, that at least we wouldn't be pulling people from the coast of Libya to Italy and Greece. And of course these left-wingers, they were completely against it. They said it's completely inhumane to stop these rescue operations, and they just refuse to think things through. Like they just think about these people who already are on the sea, but they don't think about why did they leave? Why did they leave their safe countries? These people mostly come from countries that have no war in them. So of course they leave because of the motivation we give them. We give them incentive to come here. And the other part of this image is about abortion, saying that the right-wingers always say every life is precious, but they don't care about the drowned children at the Mediterranean. And of course that's true. Most right-wingers are against abortion. But they aren't saying the lives of the kids who drown at the Mediterranean don't matter. But left-wingers themselves, they are this contradiction. Like, they only think one of these children matter. They only think the drowned kid at the Mediterranean matters, not the unborn fetus in someone's tummy. So how can they dare to use this against right-wingers when right-wingers care about both of these children, but they only care about one and they are very open about it? So this is just your average left-wing absurdity. And while we are on the subject, I thought I would explain my own views about abortion. So I have these basic moral principles I try to follow. And one of these is that I don't try to make other people do things I would find morally reprehensible. Like I don't make other people do stuff I wouldn't do. And I can't even bear to look at images from Google about abortion. I would be morally unable to do abortion to any other woman. Like, I would find it just too shocking and too immoral. So I wouldn't make anyone else make an abortion for me. So that's my basic idea behind it. And of course there is this basic value of human life. Like, all human life has value. And even though the human life is still growing, it has value. Just like any other child's life has value. Like, if you look at the one-year-old child, of course its life has a value, even though it's still growing. And it's the same thing with fetuses. They deserve the right to at least make a try for it. Not all fetuses survive, not all embryos survive, not all will become actual children, but they deserve the chance to go at it. And when you look at people's views about abortion, even though they try to say, okay, these fetuses and embryos, they are parasites, they are not people because they are dependent on the mother, and there's nothing wrong about abortion, but you can still see it that they themselves find abortion morally wrong. Because have you ever heard anyone brag about an abortion? Have you ever heard a normal person talk about abortion in a happy way? Of course not, because it's a taboo. Like, people don't think it's a good, positive thing. So that's why they shut up about it. They don't like to talk about abortion if they've had one. They don't talk about it as a happy or normal experience. It's something shameful, and people know it. And when you get that basic feeling, that instinct, that something is deeply wrong, then you shouldn't be doing it. Like, if you feel that something is, that abortion is a thing you don't want to talk about, that you are ashamed of, and you don't want to bring it up, then don't do it. And when I think about couples who make abortions or have abortions, I just have to think, how can these relationships survive? Like, I know many couples who had abortions when the woman got pregnant by mistake, or by this couple being careless. And it always seems to leave this shadow hanging over the relationship, that guilt and that shame about doing something like that to a child they would have had together. So I don't think relationships can survive abortion. So it has this destructive effect. And people find it shameful, even though these feminists try to claim it's completely normal and there's nothing bad about it. Even they are quiet about abortion. They don't talk about it in a happy way, because they know it's not right. And I think people should just trust their own instinct about it. And anyone who's considering abortion, I suggest you Google images about aborted fetuses. And think about if you could do that to another person. Could you do an abortion to another woman and see all that in real life? And if you couldn't, then don't go ahead with it. It's not morally right to make anyone else do what you wouldn't do. So that's how I feel about it. And of course, I was in an interview with Lana Loktev in Red Eyes Radio's Radio 14. And Lana, of course, is a complete sweetheart. And you should listen to that interview. It's on the Red Eyes Radio YouTube channel and it's on their website. And there's some discussion about me also having an interview with Infowars this week, so that should be interesting. And I'm also getting much better equipment. Like, that's one biggie. Like, I'm getting a much better microphone now, and my better lighting is under work too. So in a week or so, I should have much better equipment. So stop whining about the sound quality. It's under control now. And of course, this all is made possible by the people who support us. Like, Younes and I are getting this equipment together, and it's me with like students' income. I would never be able to buy this all stuff for myself. But it's people who support us who make this possible. And of course, you can support this channel via PayPal at swanoft@gmail.com. The information is also in the description. But anyway, thank you for listening, and goodbye.